I think that why this story is so interesting, we've been talking about it so much, is that it's a good test for wider interest in crypto markets, right?
You're exactly right. Demand beyond Bitcoin, obviously the spot Bitcoin ETFs that started trading in January were a wild success, really blew past expectations. We have seen 8 spot Ether ETFs begin trading in the U.S. today, and these are expected to not draw as much interest, but trading volume so far has been pretty impressive. Over 300 million in trading volume so far today. But if you take a look at BlackRock's Ether ETF in particular, the ticker there is ETHA. Volume after the first hour was about $50 million. Maybe it'll get to 200 million by the end of the day. Just for context, BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF did about $1 billion on its first day of trading. So impressive, but not quite Bitcoin levels.
It was never going to be Bitcoin levels, was it, Katie? Can you just mark us up to what we all anticipated and whether or not the flows are good enough for what the market needed to see?
So if you take a look at what the consensus is right now, there was an interesting note from Wintermute Trading, for example. Typical analyst projections translate into annualized inflows of about $4.8 to $6.4 billion for these Ether products. That's in the first year, which, again, is not nothing for a new ETF debut, especially in a new category. That's pretty impressive. But it's just that the Bitcoin ETFs received so much enthusiasm, net inflows of $17 billion, even with the outflows that you've seen from GBTC. There's some pretty difficult comps there, but again, it'll be interesting to see how these develops, whether financial advisors in particular will embrace these. There's a lot of question about how do you market Ether? Bitcoin is digital gold. What's the sales pitch for Ether to a non-crypto audience? Those are some of the questions that need to be answered.